All our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are, we extend you a very warm welcome. It's indeed a great pleasure to have all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's travel to Canada today. This morning in Canada, this afternoon in Europe, and this evening, wonderful Bharat. We can see the beautiful ambience. I think it appears to be we are right over there in Toronto without purchasing any ticket and without spending any money. We have reached Canada and we're going to enjoy over there because our non-resident Indian brothers and sisters, they are right over there to take care of everything. We're going to focus on tourism, finance, technology, education, and service industry, which is our forte. So let's move ahead. ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, extends a very warm welcome to each one of you. Wonderful. I'm taking you to January. That's on 13th and 14th, 2024. That's the wonderful, beautiful Hotel Mount View. That's in Sector 10 in Chandigarh, where you will have the entire North India getting together on 13th. That's a happy Lohri. And Sunday, following day, we all will enjoy together. We will celebrate together. We will deliberate together. We will congratulate together. And we will try and work out because new dimension is coming now to this convention. Initially, 1994 onward, it used to be International Punjabi Chamber for Service Industry. Then the P was dropped and it became ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, because the scope of the work was increasing and we were getting beyond the boundaries of beautiful state of Punjab in India. And now, at present, we have got Leh and Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Chandigarh, Delhi, and part of Uttar Pradesh, a part of North India Pravasi Divas. And this year also, we are bringing a new dimension that with deliberation, we are also going to get the potential investors, corporate houses, and NRIs. So we will have North India Pravasi Divas and investors meet. Banking and financial institution, they will showcase what are they having for NRIs and for corporate and how are they giving better services. Medical tourism people will showcase their agenda. Dental tourism, they will try and work out. Education ecosystem will try and work out. And those are from the tourism and hospitality. They will try and showcase their area. What do they have got to offer so that people should come and invest in North India? And finally, people those are interested in media, entertainment, particularly film tourism, cinematic tourism, film-induced tourism, we will have the entire entertainment industry also together with lots of awards, rewards, recognition, honors, which we will be having with the celebrities together. So welcome. I'm taking you to that particular arena and that particular times when we all will be celebrating and jubilating together on 13th of January. And we would be sharing in a couple of weeks with you the entire agenda of the program, because basic objective and the aim is everybody should get a benefit by participating over here. Now, when I'm talking about financial services subsectors in Toronto, this is the scenario which I got from the Google, and they gave us what exactly is happening in the financial services, insurance, security, investment funds, financial vehicle, banking, deposits, and a couple of other areas. Yesterday was the World Youth Skills Day. United Nations celebrated yesterday, and the theme was wonderful. It was basically training of teachers, having a wonderful trainers, and then focusing on the youth as well. So when we talk about tourism sector in Canada, how it generates employment, what exactly is happening. So we got the old statistics, but the area basically which are given over here: transportation, recreation, entertainment, travel services, accommodation, food and beverages services, and a couple of other host of services. When you talk about North America, the healthcare EDI market and segmentation analysis, and that's why we were talking about medical tourism, how basically what's happening as far as Canada and North America is concerned, and what India can offer. Now, with regard to the caregivers, we learned a lot that Care Canada has reduced the work experience requirements for the caregivers. It has come in black and white, and a lot of work is being done. Now, this is a digital transformation world over. The Honorable Prime Minister of India has just come back from France. And if you understand, in the fintech, UPI has been accepted by France. So slowly and gradually, India is moving inch by inch in the different countries as far as our UPI is concerned, fintech is concerned, technology is concerned. And as the digital technology is coming in a very big way in all fields, there is going to be a deep concern, and we would require cyber security services as well. Excuse me. And when we talk about cybersecurity services, what was the scenario last year as far as the total, the investment and the total turnover and what it is expected in next 4 years? You can see a sea change right over here. And North America, you know how it was estimated the largest market. And in 2022, what all has happened, and in almost all sector, financial sector, health sector, education sector, tourism sector, aviation sector, hospitality sector, cyber security, everybody would require. So one of the prime focus of our North India Pravasi Divas and investor meet is going to be cyber security, where we would be talking about a lot about artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchains, and quantum computing, collaboration between countries abroad and India. And there will be a 7 themes that are driving the future of cybersecurity: cloud security, smarter security, resilience and recovery, security of things, and at the same time, perimeterless world, data security, and shift left. So all that is moving in the direction, and the World Economic Forum also has given what exactly is the future of the cyber security. So there'll be a lot of emphasis in the conference on this as well. This program is going live for all of you. You can enjoy. We all are moving together on the YouTube channel. We also wish to share something very important with all of you. In India, people, those are interested after completing their education to become professor, assistant professor, lecturer, and they are interested to come to education ecosystem. So there are different subjects for which you become the specialist. Now, people, those are interested about tourism, there is a UGC NET examination. If you qualify that, then you can straightway join Indian University and you can be at a beautiful helm of the affairs. So our chamber from 15th of August, that's from India's Independence Day, starting a new journey. And we would be covering the entire program for 40 days, the UGC NET preparation program. And the curtain raiser we are going to do tomorrow, that's on Monday, 17th of July. Each and everything, whatsoever comes in the examination, all topics, all subjects, every module we are going to cover, so that it would be a Bible from the ICSI side for all those are aspiring to clear the NET examination of the UGC to become tourism lecturer, tourism associate professor, and professor in universities. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, join me in extending a very warm welcome this morning, this afternoon, this evening to our brother and sister when we talk about all of them world over, because our distinguished speakers are right over here with us, and they're going to share their vision, they're going to share their expertise, and they will tell us what exactly is happening in that part of the world and how do we take the service industry to the next level. The moment they join us, the illumination also increases on my side of India, from all the way from Canada. With these words, we extend a very warm welcome to CPA Surya Vijay Shastri Kotamarti ji and Mr. Vikas Malhotra. Hearty welcome to both of you. Thank you very much for joining us. And meanwhile, I'll send invite to Vivek Shankar Natarajan ji also for the 8 p.m. And I would request you to kindly share your vision and let's take our journey forward. Hearty welcome to all of you and both of you.
Thank you. Namaskar, Dr. Sharma, and Vikasji and everyone who's on this interesting and very informative weekly thing that we have relating to NRIs who would like to know more about Canada. And Sharmaji, you have shown an excellent video this morning about the financial sector, and actually you have captured exactly what I was going to talk. And I really wanted to talk today about the insurance industry and the banking industry. These are the two from the financial sector about which I was to talk. And in your slide, it clearly showed that 40% of the service industry relating to the finance sector is in the insurance and the banking industry. So let me start with insurance. And if I have time, I will cover the banking sector in the second round. If not, of course, we can cover it always in the next week. But let's start and make a beginning with the insurance industry. Insurance, as everybody knows, is a very, very important aspect of everyone's life, whether you are driving a vehicle or whether you are insuring yourself or whether you are insuring your business assets or your personal assets, or if you are in whether you are insuring anything. Insurance is something which is very, very important. And now almost everyone knows the importance of insurance. Gone are the days when, I know this because my father retired as Deputy General Manager of Life Insurance Corporation of India. And initially, the awareness that was being brought by Life Insurance Corporation was by saying, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham, means you secure your life by the light, and it used to protect the light with the two hands. So insurance is now understood by everyone. So what is insurance is not something which I have to tell something right now, but certainly I will talk about the various aspects of the insurance industry, and starting with what are the avenues that are available so that the viewers and listeners can understand about the growth and how they can enter into and what preparations they can do while they are pursuing their journey to come over to Canada. So, starting with the insurance industry, within the insurance, there is life insurance, there is general insurance. And of course, there is the other insurances which are part of the general insurance. And but these two are the major aspects of insurance. And you can get yourself certified by becoming a life insurance financial advisor for financial services by writing an examination, which you can prepare and in less than a month, if you are aware of what life insurance means, the courses will easily be able to guide you and prepare you. And if you get that license, you will be allowed to call yourself a financial advisor relating to insurance industry. There are many large insurance companies such as CGI, Manulife, AI. There are many ING insurance, very many big companies which are now also big names in India. All these insurance companies have also their presence in India, and there is a huge scope for you to be an independent financial advisor relating to the life insurance by passing this examination. Similar to that is, but slightly different from the life insurance, is the general insurance industry. Because general insurance covers a number of things, like it covers the vehicle insurance, it covers the property insurance, it covers your business insurance. So there are various sectors within the general insurance, unlike life insurance, which is specific to the insurance industry. But because there are various segments in the general insurance, my advice would be that you choose your specialty. Probably you are already in the insurance industry within India, and you are very much aware of how the automobile insurance works. Of course, the industry that way it runs in India might be slightly different the way it runs in Canada, but you can always learn about how it is governed by going through its courses, and automatically you can fit in because it is not very much different. After all, vehicle insurance is the same as vehicle insurance, whether it is there or here. Always laws change as per the requirement of the company. So I will just stop at the vehicle insurance and hand it over right now to my friend Vikas ji, who can and very prominently and very he's so good at the travel industry that every week, like he said, I also gain a lot from him. Looking forward to hearing from you, Vikas ji.
Thank you, Kotamarti ji. I would request you maybe next week if you cover something on medical tourism also. That means medical insurance. I'm interested about that. What all insurance coverage is there with regard to financial sector, insurance sector? What all is being covered in that? How much does it cost that? And then why dental part is not being covered and how it is to be taken separately? We would like to educate ourselves a little bit more on medical insurance next week, if it's possible. I would request you for that.
Certainly, Sharmaji. There,
Yes.
like I said, vehicle, medical, these are different categories. And I will cover the medical insurance specifically next week, relating
Very
to people who
yes,
visit, who are coming on visit visa, and people
yes.
who are staying here, and the requirements of the dental as well as the other
Health
medical
insurance.
insurance.
Health insurance.
Certainly, yes, yes, I will share that. Over to you, Vikas.
Very kind. Vikas Malhotra ji, you would be happy to know, yesterday I discussed with some of the officials in the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. And also on Friday, I got in touch with some people in United Nations of the WTO, World Tourism Organization. So I learned with the pleasure that a lot of emphasis is being given on sustainable tourism, responsible tourism, and rural tourism. These three areas they have taken very seriously, and they're devoting a lot of time on that. Further, I will work out next week with you how to take on. Today, let's hear you and let's have your views. What all is happening in the fragrance of tourism, hospitality, aviation, and related areas.
Thank you. Thank you once again. Namaskar, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time zones you are. I request you to just give me full focus because this is a very, very interesting subject. And we would really, really invite participation from our dear audiences. You have a question in your mind, just throw it in the chat, and we are here to answer them. But before I start all of this, I also will talk about the travel insurance component as well. Huge, huge, huge market. In that, there are 4 different divisions. Medical is one of them. But before I even start that, I want to first of all say heartiest congrats to whole of India for the launch of Chandrayaan 3, which happened 2 days ago. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I work with a particular segment of the airports, and that was the talk of the whole government over here. I felt so proud, and so all of my friends who hail from India, we felt so proud. So everybody, I would like to say, let's celebrate this. We are talking about the NRIs in the month of January, Pravasi Divas, and that is to celebrate. This is also a milestone in the history of India, and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thought. I also want to carry on from the latest apps that I was talking about last week as well. So I want to give one name, and that is called Travel Bank. Travel Bank, Travel Bank, BANK, like a bank. So it is not a bank of money, it is a bank of travel. It gives you a library, it gives you like a thesis of what can be done, preparing the itineraries, what you can do, maximum use of that. But just wanted to give you all our dear audiences another name so that, if you are having a spare time, why not, just visually go and explore the world through that app. I also wanted to talk about the latest happening in the travel industry. And why I want to talk about the latest Canadian travel industry is because on this particular episode of the forum that we are on right now, we are talking things to celebrate. Chandrayaan, Pravasi Divas, we are here. So let me inform you that the Canadian travel industry has seen a lot of positives in one last week. There are few airlines which were down in the sense that they never had the routes, and now the civil aviation has given them a go ahead and expand your routes. So those are called regional airlines. One of them is Porter Airlines, Porter. It used to operate only from the Toronto Island Airport, and now it also operates from Pearson Airport. It is going to explore its wings to whole of North America. Another airline which has actually given a green signal is Lynx, Lynx, another airline. Then the third airline which has been given a go-ahead for expansion of the routes is Flair, Flair. And talking about Flair, it's based in the United States, but it has got 52% Canadian investors in it. So, excuse me, for us, it's a very proud thing. We are seeing an expansion of the civil aviation and the travel industry in this part of the world. I do want to let everybody know that this is the time when the pandemic was over, people realized how important a human life is. People who used to talk about, I want a cheap flight, I want to save $5. They are the ones who come back now and say, hey, what is the business class fare? You live only once. And when you live only once, you want to live your best in whatever means you are. You will be surprised to know that it doesn't need to be, a human being does not need to be rich. A human being only needs to be rich by mind. Whatever you believe, you conceive. So please adapt those. जैसे रेल की पटरी होती है, just walk onto that, just choose your right path. I can only be biased towards travel industry. I'm passionate about it. It is an industry which only brings smiles. It is an industry which takes your stress away. It is an industry, is travel, Travel. Travel, T is for two, R is for relax, as an example. All, A is for all, and V is for wins, to relax all your wins inside you. Please don't ask me what is E and L, because I was trying to figure that out. I just made this up. But I want to give you the essence. I want to give you the perfume. I want to give you the odor of how the travel industry behaves in a human mind. We have been talking about two more words, and you can see in Dr. Sharma's in the background slide, Digital Inspirational Lab. Do you really want to see the word inspirational? It inspires you. That's what travel industry does to you. You go to a hospital where they treat patients, especially seniors, with the mental happiness. They tell them, imagine, and I'm not making this part up because I have a friend who works in the hospital in the mental sickness ward, and they play with words. They make them imagine you're in Switzerland. They make them imagine so that they have beautiful thoughts in your mind. Another word which you can see on the slide is youth matters. My dear brothers, sisters, friend, get out of your chair and work. Get out there. This world is for you. I wish I can meet all of you, and I wish I can see how inspired you will be once when you get something which you're passionate about in your heart, right? So those
Wonderful.
are the things I wanted to speak to you about in my episode, in my segment number 1. Maybe we can take it up on segment number 2. And please participate, please ask questions. Canada is the place who will welcome you with open arms.
Thank you. Thank
Back
you.
to you, sir.
Thank you. That app which you made a mention, Travel Bank, while you were talking, I have already opened it on my
Thank you.
WhatsApp. And over
Great.
here, it's having me 5 segments: managing expenses, booking travel, earning rewards, setting up a company, and I'm just looking around. These are the 5 segments it has given. Further, I'll take advice from you and guidance. Which one should I go for, and how do I go for? Let me
Pleasure.
get back to the insurance sector again, and let me get back to Kotamarti ji, because insurance is very important to all of us in this life, whether it's a health insurance or it's a personal insurance or it's a your job place insurance, anything you talk about. Now recently, unfortunately, just a couple of days back, what has happened in Himachal Pradesh, how many people, and what kind of a floods we saw. More than 60,000 tourists, they were stranded, and how the mountains had come down and how a couple of other damages. We only pray to Almighty, and we have written on our ICSI and ITFT and other platforms. Anybody looking forward to any assistance, we have given the mobile number, we have given the details, and I'm so very happy that our chamber has come out with the India Tourism Club. Earlier, we were having Chandigarh Tourism Club, but everybody requested, why don't you make it India Tourism Club? Now, over there, most of the hoteliers, most of the people, those are member in that group, they have mentioned, if you are visiting us in Himachal, if you are stranded somewhere, no charges, nothing. You'll be given room, you'll be given food, you'll be given transport. And these are the mobile numbers. Please approach us on that. That is the kind of a gesture which people have come in this Vipada and Apada to support the humanity. Kotamarthi ji, let's go to the insurance sector. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. And we were talking about the general insurance, and one important, one of the most popular and required insurance in Canada is the vehicle insurance. Everyone needs a vehicle insurance. You cannot drive a vehicle if it does not have an insurance. The good part of the way we have here in North America is that we are identified by our plate number. So the unique thing about is that your plate will recognize who's driving the car, and it does not matter whether you were driving it or you asked someone else to drive. But if some incident that should not have happened happens because of the person driving the car, the responsibility will be on the person who is actually holding the plate. So even though, yes, you can always give a certification that the person was driving with his authority, that will allow him to put aside the liability on the person who was driving, but still the liability remains on the person who owns the plate. The reason I'm saying that is because the insurance industry is a very, very popular and a very rich industry here in North America. I would call it rich in terms of money because they are very careful in about the way the claims are made. So they do a very good analysis. They do what is called the reinsurance, which most of the companies across the world do. And by reinsuring their claims, then a portion of their claims are actually reinsured by the other company. So that is their mechanism of how the insurance industry works. But coming back to the vehicle insurance, there are various stages of insurance. You first start as an agent of an insurance company. And agency, for being an agent, you have to work with a broker, and the broker will be the one which will actually be directly in contact with the insurance company. So you represent the and depending upon the brokers, most of the brokers represent almost all the companies. So when you are an agent with a particular broker, it's only that you are representing that broker, but you will be allowed to give the insurance really relating to the companies with which the broker has the ties with. And as I mentioned, most of the major brokers do have their tie-ups with all the industry. So you have to start as an agent, insurance agent. So you have to learn about what is the role of an agent in an insurance industry. What are the courses that you have to do? And when you do the course, obviously, your practical experience will have to be with a broker. And thereafter, once you are experienced in that industry and you become one of the star agents of the brokerage, then that makes you recognize that you are a good agent. And if you have the capability, you can start your own brokerage and thereafter represent the other company. So uh, the step of insurance starts with being an agent. And this step of insurance and the brokerage and the insurance companies actually applies to every industry, whether it is the financial life insurance, or whether it is vehicle insurance, or it's medical insurance. All these things have similar type of exams, but they are different depending on which particular agency you want to represent. Or you can pass all the other exams and call yourself an agent who can serve various brokerages and also the agency of everything. So this is how the insurance works. And very important thing about the insurance industry, vehicle insurance, especially here, is you get, first of all, demerit points every time you make a mistake that has that counts for the points. And the point system works in such a way that the number of mistakes that you commit will keep adding. If you cross a red light, maybe there is at 2 points. And if you do not wear the seat belt, maybe it is 3 points. So it keeps adding those demerit points to you. They are not merit points. They are called demerit points. So for your bad driving that you are doing. So the maximum that you can go up to is 17, after which they will suspend your license. And every time you are actually committing mistakes, your insurance will keep increasing your premium, which is a sign for you to be very cautious. And that's why, the number of accidents that happen here, the means the quantum of the effect of the accident may be bad, but the number of incidents are relatively low because people are very cautious, not because only about the fine, but because they also follow the rules. So this is how the insurance industry is working. Mainly, I told you about the demerit points because that doesn't happen in the case of the medical insurance or the life insurance, or in other insurances. This connectivity with the demerits points is not there. So if you want to become an agent and want to prosper, you can, the best way to start is with the vehicle insurance agency. And then there are a number of people who need the vehicle insurance, and probably, you can attach yourself with a brokerage and you can progress. So as far as the vehicle insurance is concerned, this is what I would like to say as of now, Shrimaji. And if there are any questions or anything, I can answer.
Somebody has asked who is eligible for insurance in Canada?
Who is eligible for insurance?
in Canada. That means the permanent resident, the people those are staying over there. Am I right?
That's right, Dr. Sharma.
Yeah,
Insurance is, of course, only the only time that insurance comes into effect for people who are not either the permanent residents or citizens of Canada is people who are visiting. That is the time they if they come with an international driving license and they are
license.
driving and they want to drive here, they will have to take a temporary insurance because or they can drive, and if something happens then probably their insurance company in India will cover because they have the international driver's license. As far as driving is concerned, the authorities will not stop you from driving because you have an international, but there are rules of obtaining an international driver's license. Just because we have either an Indian license or a Canadian license, I cannot just take that and go to another country and say, I will drive in your country. There are few countries which accept, like if we have a driver's license in Canada, it is valid in North America. So rules are there like that. And there is what is called the international driver's license where you can, but mainly the insurance is always for the residents and the citizens. And the for the visitors, there is a different type of insurance, and they have to cover themselves in order to whether it's medical or it is vehicle, all those things. When they take a rental car, we ourselves as citizens or residents, when we go and take a rental car to go, let's say I don't want to drive my own car from here to New Jersey and come back, so I take a rental car and go. So either I can take an insurance to cover for that period, or I can even the credit card companies with whom you are, depending on the type of card you hold, they cover your insurance. And if you are using that credit card, the insurance is covered. So there are many ways, but certainly answering the question, it is only for those who are actually residents or citizens of Canada, and for visitors in a different way.
Okay, thank you. Now, a couple of questions which people have asked. I think all of them, you should be satisfied. Mr. Kotamati has already made a mention that if you are holding international driving license, then you are permitted because it's an international driving license. Now, only one clarification, which a little bit of a doubt is in my mind, that a lot of foreigners, they come to India. When they come over here with the international driving license, they hire the motorbikes and they go to Leh Ladakh for adventure tourism and riding the bikes, and sometimes they rental the cars also and they travel to a couple of places because they are holding international license and they are having insurance coverage from their country of resident, so they don't require any insurance here. How about people those are coming to Canada? Let's take it, they're coming for 3 months or 2 months on a tourist visa and they're holding international driving license. Do they require some kind of a insurance separately?
Sharmaji, the license insurance is different from the license. These are two different things.
Huh.
The license allows you to drive the vehicle. The insurance covers you. So now, if you are having an international driver's license and you are using it in another country, if
And you're
your
also
insurance
and
and if
you're
you
also having you're also having overseas travel insurance.
yeah, if you before you leave the country,
Ah,
if you take an coverage for your driving when you are away from your country, from your insurance company in India, or similarly, if I am taking here, if my insurance company covers international driving, if I go there and then I do not need, because in case something happens, the company here will cover me. So I have to ensure that I cover myself for international driving through my insurance company when I leave Canada. Similarly, people who are coming from India, anywhere they are going in the world, they should take, even though they have the international driver's license, they should cover themselves for international driving insurance with their respective companies. Or they can
okay.
come here and also take. It is not that they have to do it only like just like you do your medical insurance after you come to Canada. You can take
Hmm.
a travel insurance.
Okay. Okay. Similar way. Okay. Great. which would be more economical? I'm just talking the financial term.
Mm.
Which would be more economical, because if see, that much I know, if I'm traveling overseas, I've got overseas travel insurance, my coverage, and that gives me a little bit of medical part also. If I fall sick and there's a ceiling that up to this you can get the treatment over there, that part is there. Now, would it be would it be more economical to get insured in India only for driving in Canada? Or do you feel it will be more economical if you're visiting Canada for a short duration and you take driving insurance over there separately?
Okay, let me answer that question as a CPA also. Because when you use the word economical, Dr. Shiva, we are covering ourselves for an act which will incur a liability. So if you are covering yourself in India or in the country from where you are coming, you will be covering yourself in the currency that you are insuring. Let's say you leave India, and at the time of leaving India, you cover yourself for 5 lakh rupees, which is, let's say, or 6 lakh rupees right now. If the dollar is 60, yeah, $10,000 you are covering yourself, and that will be a heavy insurance which you will be paying the premium when you are covering yourself in India. Now, they come to Canada, and unfortunately, they meet with an accident. And let's say it has to be covered. Obviously, this gentleman will have to make a claim from their insurance company in India. But if the damage that was caused here was worth $80,000, now what is going to happen? Your 10,000 rupees or $10,000 that you have covered, your 5 lakhs will be covered by your insurance company in India. Now, who will pay the remaining 60 or $70,000? So, from a perspective of cost, you can say economical to take in India. But from a perspective of the coverage, the premium may not be in proportion to the same cost that you are covering in India. You may as well come and take it in the country where you are driving, because it is covering in that currency. So I am using my knowledge and experience as a CPA, because I know when it comes to inflation and to foreign currency dealings, it can. So economical will certainly be in your own country, but viable and sensible will be to take in the country where you go. And the best thing I would suggest is, if you are in this if you are traveling nowadays across the world, you have Uber, Ola, and everything. Best thing is, take that, do not drive, and be happy, pay the money and finish it.
But how about Vikas Malhotra's adventure tourism? Because if everybody hires the Uber or Ola and travel by those vehicles, the thrill which you get by driving yourself motorcycle, like when you come to India in Leh Ladakh and those particular roads, or beyond Greater Noida, that particular stretch which you have got right up to Agra, where from the aircraft can also take off. So there is a thrill people feel like hiring the vehicle in the countries visited and thereafter. Now, Vikasji, one
I
question
will
which comes,
answer that. Can I answer that question,
yeah, sure,
Sharmaji? Yeah,
sure.
because it's related to industry, and I will like Vikasji also to answer that. But I will just say, there is always a cost to the thrill. And if you are saying adventure tourism, you cannot sit in an Uber and do adventure tourism. That is
Yes.
meant, I was just saying, if you want to enjoy, that is a different thing. But if you want to enjoy the thrill in the adventure tourism, please do cover yourself properly and enjoy that. That cost is for your thrill. So
Great.
that is my answer. But anyway, let
Wonderful.
Vikasji say.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Vikasji, if I correctly remember, if you purchase a ticket in the country of origin where from you're traveling, it's more economical than the ticket to be bought outside. Generally,
Absolutely.
that's what
Yes.
Generally, that's what is being, taken as a thumb rule.
Yeah.
Now, let's come to the tourism arena and you take the journey forward. Guide us something on when you were talking about, if I say travel insurance. You were
Sure.
talking, you want to cover
So,
this week or you want to cover next week? Choice is yours.
I can just give a little bit of
Sure.
just the headings that what we do over here in the travel. But I do want to say that the ticket you buy from the originating station of your place is called a CT, SIT, sold inside, ticketed inside. But there are lots of times that you also have the tickets, which is called SOT, or sold outside, ticketed outside. You may be starting from India, but now the sale has been done by somebody in North America, just as an example. Oh, my son has sent me the ticket, my daughter has sent me the ticket. Those are all SOTO tickets. Generally speaking, I also want to let you know, and that's going to bring a little bit smile on Vijayji's face as well. What I'm going to say, that when it is the power of the foreign exchange which helps you for the SOTO tickets, it's easier to spend 1,500 Canadian dollars than to spend 75,000 rupees in India. So maybe the ticket cost may be a little bit less, but think about this: 1,500. I'm just going to do a project for 2 days. That is here with me. 75,000. I have to work for 2 months, 3 months. That is where it comes from. All of this. I want to touch one more thing. I also want to say I love thrill. I love the bike ride to Ladakh. I love all of that stuff because you live only once. Please, my dear friends, remember, you live only once. You cannot give that time away to anybody. This is yours. Now, talking about the insurance sector, I was in a situation exactly the same what just you both spoke about. I had a visitor, a very dear friend of mine from my school time last week in my house. And when he said, Vikas, I want to drive, I have an ideal international driving license. The first thing I asked him, do you have insurance? Yes, I have insurance. I said, show me the insurance. And that insurance was only visitors insurance for health. I said, how does this insurance allow you to drive over here? Vijayji was mentioning the same point, which I'm bringing out here last week. And then we went to Royal Bank. We got the insurance for him as a visitors for X amount of days. He can drive wherever he wants to drive. So now he's gone. Like right now, he's sitting in Edmonton and he drove out there to the Edmonton. So just as an example. So travel industry, Canadian travel industry has something called as the insurance for your travel. Before I start to tell you the components, I would like you all to write down one human being's name who is the president and CEO of Manulife. And Manulife is a huge company over here in the insurance sector. And you all will be very proud to say, those who are from India, he's from the Indian origin. And his name is Mr. Naveed Irshad. Mr. Naveed Irshad is a personality in the insurance, in the Canadian insurance sector. He is one of the motivational speakers. He's the guy who actually turned the insurance into, if you can insure your vehicle, if you can insure your home, if you can insure your own life, why you cannot insure your travel? He's the guy who introduced a lot of components. And as Dr. Sharma just said in the starting of the insurance talk, peace of mind. Vijayji is also saying peace of mind. The insurance is to protect. Vijayji showed you the light with the two hands around it. It is the peace of mind. So I must let you know, there are many different segments of the insurance in the travel industry, but I want to give the names of the top four. The first one, when you go on a trip, you would like to be insured. The four things you really need to have is the four main ones is global medical insurance. Global, the word is global. When the word global comes, normally, if you go overseas and you meet with an accident, your insurance will pay directly to the hospital in case of hospitalization. That is global. You got to make sure about all those things because it's very hard to pay first, come back, and then claim, right? It's not the easiest thing to do. The second thing which you will be having is number 2 is trip cancellation. That means you booked a trip and you spent thousands of rupees or dollars on it. Something happens unforeseen, you want to protect that, and you would like to cancel your trip. Those are called as trip cancellation. The third thing which you need is called as the trip interruption insurance. That means you're already on a trip, Leh, Ladakh, on a motorbike, and you meet with an accident while you're on the trip. You either needs to be having an airlift to bring you to the hospital, you need to change your ticket to go back to where you come from. Your trip is interrupted due to any unforeseen situations. That is called trip interruption insurance. The fourth thing, which is a byproduct, but nowadays it has become of significant importance, especially what is happening in the Europe with the British Airways Union expected protest and strike, is baggage loss and baggage delay insurance. Let me inform you, baggage loss means only if your bags are lost by the airlines completely, and they give you a pink slip called as baggage lost by us. We apologize, this and that. Baggage delay is if your bags are not given to you within 10 hours of your arrival wherever you were supposed to go. 9 hours and 59 minutes, the insurance do not include that. 10 hours and on, yes, baggage loss and baggage delay. Now that doesn't mean, so these are the four things, but I want to let you know that it's not that your bags are delayed for more than 10 hours and you can go to the insurance and you can claim, oh, I was supposed to get $500 because my baggage came after 11 hours. That's not how it works. The insurance says whatever you would have bought, your essentials, your essential clothing, your some kind of a medicine, your transportation in those 10 hours, which you were depending on the contents of that baggage, then we will be able to reimburse that amount up to a limit, whatever your insurance is. But these are the four main. Next week, maybe we can talk more about it. There are stories and books about it, but I don't want to bore all of you. But these were the things that I wanted to bring up to you. Insurance is a very important factor of human life, including your trips.
Thank you. Thank you. Naveed Irshadji, the name which you made a mention, I just found on the LinkedIn. He's from the Concordia University, Toronto, Ontario. And in his link, it is given financial services leader. Financial services leader. I just got it on the LinkedIn. So I thought I should share with you if it's the same person which I'm referring to. You can check up later. Now, before we close the session, I wish to request both of you and others also, the brother and sister, those are watching and those are abroad in different countries. And to you, particularly both of you, I would like to make a humble request from next week. When we hold a program, this was the cover page, North India Pravasi Divas and Investors Meet. That's going to take place at Chandigarh, Saturday, Sunday, 13th and 14th of January, 2024. They say that, when you are well prepared, when you start your journey in a professional way, results are bound to be there. May I make a humble request? Our chamber will work in that particular direction. Let's start moving in right from now, because August, September, October, November, December, 5 months. December also I'll write off because most of the people, they go on holidays and everything and all. So about 4 months in hand, we got to get about, at least 100 potential investors, who are working somewhere or certain projects in Northern India, who are keen to do some projects in Northern India, who are looking forward to industrial policy. From the next week, when we meet, we will also show you what exactly is happening in Northern India, which are the areas where governments are looking forward to investments, so that we can bring demand and supply closer. And I would like to make a humble request to both of you and others as well, those are joining us. Let's identify 10 names every week so that 40 names per month, 4 months, 160, and we zero down to about at least 100 people. It is not necessary that everybody comes physically and they travel over here. We may take half the number because it's not to get the quantity, it is more important to get quality and to meet the requirement and the objective of the conference, what we are going on to. So, investors meet when we talk about, I'm going to get by next week all these states and union territories of Northern India together with their industrial policy. What are they looking forward to? And particularly areas of your interest as well. When I'm talking about tourism, when I'm talking about health sector, when I'm talking about education, when I'm talking about hotels, and all those areas, we will talk about financial sector. And let's work out a strategy. Let's make the event a grand event. It will be a hybrid event. Some of the people will participate on ground and some of the people will join us online. It's more than welcome as long as we get the right people at the right place at the right time with the right intentions to take the mission, vision, and agenda forward. I'll be getting some United Nations people also from the World Tourism Organization, as well as I would request UNESCO because they are into the education. I'll get some people from International Labour Organization, OECD, UNDP, and couple of other organizations so that agenda is very clear. What do we want to achieve from this particular convention? And financial sector, Vijay Shastriji would give us inputs because the bankers and the financial institutions in Chandigarh, being a hub of the entire North India, they all would be very keen that there are more deposits, there are more transactions, there are more accounts, everybody. So from financial sector also, we will work out in that particular direction. And as the time passes, I will start getting some time, in a row, SBI head of North India, other banks, which are located over here, HDFC, ICICI Bank, which has got more branches. We will try and getting their heads also for deliberation. Aim is it's a networking across the globe. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, today we have taken 1 hour for this particular session, but I'm pretty sure when we do the curtain raiser and when we go with the policy and the objective very clearly, what do we want to achieve? Because they say the mission should be understood before we move in that particular direction. With these words, look forward meeting you next week and we'll take the agendas and we'll take the mission forward. Thank you very much for joining us on Sunday morning. Also, there was a suggestion, not from my side, but from the global audience. A lot of people had written to me that can we have this program on Saturday evening at 8 o'clock instead of Sunday evening at 8 o'clock. Some of the people, they wanted to move out, go out. I do not know. I said, I will check up with my resource, and my speakers. How does it suit them? Then accordingly, we will work out what is feasible. However, next Sunday, we are meeting at 8 o'clock, not Saturday, but Sunday, regular as usual. We are meeting at 8 o'clock and then we will decide it further. Thank you very much. Our deep gratitudes and thanks to both of you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming. And